Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Have you ever had that moment in your life where literally you walk away and you go, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I even think that? Well, I heard it said one time by someone famous, I don't even remember who it was, said, I never make the same mistake twice. I make it 5 or 6 times to be sure. And sometimes I felt that exactly way. Well, allow me a moment of special privilege, I think, to share a story. And this is a simple story, but it's one that had long-lasting effects on me and a lot of other people because of a really dumb thing that I did. But thank God, it wasn't the dumbest, but it was pretty dumb. When I arrived in Vietnam at the end of March of 1969, many of you sitting here have no clue what 1969 means. That's okay. Let me explain it to you. I was facing the draft. So instead of running to Canada, like some of my friends did, and instead of just giving in to the draft, I was in college, so I signed up for ROTC, and I got a commission. I figured I'd rather go in at a much higher salary than to just go in as a peon, being told what to do every second of the time. And I was put in a group. By the way, I have my degree was in teaching, and so they sent me to Vietnam with what's called MACV, or the Military Advisory Command of Vietnam. I was an advisor to the South Vietnamese Army. Funny, because I really wasn't that good of a soldier, and I really hadn't had all that much training, but I thought, well, I'll spend my time teaching what I do know. And for a lot of the people that we taught, a lot of the people that we worked with, let me tell you what, they needed a lot of help. I served with the what's called the regional forces and popular forces. The regional forces at that particular time is different from the Army of the Republic of Vietnam that fought the major battles there. So it's kind of like in America, our National Guard. Okay, so that was the regional forces. Then there was what we called the popular forces. These were totally volunteers who would get together and kind of guard their villages at night, because that was when most of the time the Viet Cong would enter villages and start harassing the people that lived there, sometimes killing them all, sometimes killing just the leader or two as a message: don't mess with us. Don't get in our way. We're going to do our thing. So I spent my time there. I spent 9 months living in the worst of conditions you could ever think of. And some of the pictures and some of the video that I took, I made into a 15-minute video on the little cards that are on the table there, in case you might want one. There is a website where you can go to and view that 15-minute movie at your leisure, so that you can kind of get a better idea of what it was like to be in combat and to live in the horrendous conditions that American soldiers who were even the military that were serving in the major units, they lived almost as bad as we did. But that's okay, we made it. So in Hawaii, 9 months after I arrived, I got a chance to go to Hawaii and visit my wife, who, by the way, we celebrated our 2nd anniversary there at in Hawaii. That was a great moment. However, I made a decision at that moment. I realized I really do love this woman and I want to come home. So what I did was, when I went back to Vietnam, I went to my senior commander and I told him, I don't want to go back out in combat. I'm done with that. By the way, teaching meant I actually led a lot of patrols. I got shot at more times than I ever wanted to be in my life. I faced more than enough combat to last me a lifetime. So I just said, I've been in the combat for 9 months, please, put me in a desk job. That was a dumb mistake. Because you see, as a result of that transfer, I was no longer eligible, according to the commanders and the people in charge. I was a deserter in a sense. So they would not allow me any of the awards, even my Purple Heart that I got, that I was supposed to be awarded for a wound that I suffered, was not issued to me because I screwed up. I got out of the field and I went to a desk job. I got a bad OER, which meant basically my military career was over when I got home. Well, that didn't bother me too much. But anyway, I went back, as a result, I went back home to my wife. I went to graduate school and started my career teaching. And for the next 50 years, I have spent time working with young people of all ages, helping them to become better for themselves and to be better people in general. And my daughter and my son both tell me how much they appreciated my decision to come home. So life should contain, in other words, no regrets. I don't regret that decision because, you see, I accepted the decision. It was a decision I made and I moved on. My lesson to you: never make the same mistake twice. Period. Thank you.